Hi there, welcome to this week's video. I haven't got a finished piece for you to look at today, but what I wanted to show you was a work in progress. It's halfway through, and at this stage when I'm doing large paintings, I go into a different mode, I go into a different type of painting, and it's methodical painting, because my idea is done. I've actually got out of it what I need to. So it starts off and I sketch the idea on, get everything where I want it to be, and I can see what I was trying to say. And then I have to then change the way I'm painting, and I have to click into finish mode. It's almost like, right, I've done it for myself, now I need to make it obvious to anyone who's looking at it. And this is a really difficult stage of the painting for me, because it's not nearly finished. The last bit, the last few, I'd say the last hour of painting is fantastic. It's a brilliant feeling. The first few hours of painting, brilliant feeling. But there's a section in the middle where you know all you've got to do is actually do it. You've got to kick yourself to just keep putting the paint on the brush, putting it on the canvas. And I think that is a really important part of being an artist professionally, is the ability to kick into just do it. And I think if you've done pieces that take a long time, you get it. Or if you do a job that has a methodical system to it, where you've just got to keep going to the end to get a result, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So this video is more about that work in progress, rather than a finished piece. I'll show you the finished piece afterwards. What I will do as well is I'll show you how far I've got in the painting, and what I've done for it so far. So I'll show you the beginning bit, and maybe in another I'll show you the end bit. So here is where I'm up to. Large canvas, 1 metre by 1.5 metres. This is the third in a set of paintings that I'm doing. One for the end of each year in the 2020s. This is the embodiment of 2022. I've had the image in my head for, it's been forming over 2022. I've had it in the back of my mind. And it's got to the end of 2022 now, so it is time to actually paint that image. So I've sketched it out in the sketchbook. So I'll get it onto the canvas. So I've got an idea of what I'm going to be painting, and I've got a huge brush, and I'm just going to put in the creature. So I want one face there, and then another face there. I'm gonna, comes down, one going that way, one going that way, and they come down and wrap around. There'll be one going off into the background there. People held in the vice grip of the monster. So this is my embodiment of 2022, and the idea behind this one is the lies and the sorry, words aren't doing very well at the moment. The lies and the deceitfulness. It's about the lies and the deceitfulness and covering things up and pretending you're one thing and you're not. It's about that sort of thing. So this one is going to have watching where it's going, because it's the deceit. There was so much deceit in 2022. People saying one thing and then doing another. So that is what I am going to try and capture in my embodiment of 2022. And then there's another one in the background here, because they've got more than one face, you see, and each face is showing a different side to it on purpose. Those faces will grow as I'm painting, but they're like, there's a whole series of creatures, because it's not really just it's like a whole host of them, like a swarm. They all work together. That's the embodiment of. And we all just, in here, this is people getting crushed and squeezed as they fall into its trap. So I'm just putting in some outlines at the moment. This bit at the top. It's almost like, you know, like feathery and colourful. And there is going to be a path that we're all being taken down. I'll do another one here. Yeah, and they'll go off the top of the, and then I'll show here how tall they go. That's it. Now I'm going to put some tones in using the big brush. They always seem very messy at this stage. It is just a layout for me. It's so I know where things are going, more than anything finished. I think some sort of dry stone wall going up there with dark trees and bushes in there. So there's the wall down that side with trees and stuff there. And then this will be in shadow because of the light behind it, you see. So these will be lit, dark, lighter than behind, and this one will be darker. Because the light's coming from behind. Always thinking about where the light's coming from. Bit sad really. But it's almost like a channel. The wall and the stone path is like a path you can't get off because of the wall on either side. You can't just step off the path. And there's no visible end to it. They're hiding the end. It's all very symbolic really, but that's the whole point of the embodiment side of it. Quite like doing these actually because it's all out of my head. Make up my own rules. I can make up my own geography, I can make up my own gravity, I can do whatever I want in them. Yeah. I love working on this scale as well, because you can really step back and have a look and see what you're actually producing. There's a lot more physical as well. You're getting more stuff in there. I think down here as well, down here it's set up to do some sort of symbolic creatures or something. On the first two I did the end of one year, the beginning of the next in some sort of symbolic way, so I could do those here. I might do them as signposts. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have a signpost here with 2022 written on it, and a signpost here with 2023 written on it. So it's like we're going down the path. Each one's got a little sort of reminder that it's about that particular year. In fact, I'll show you them. It's these two. This is the embodiment of 2020, and this is the embodiment of 2021. This one's going to be the embodiment of 2022. So, yeah. Can't wait till they start getting nicer. When do you think that might happen? Although this year, I think this year's feeling quite good actually. I think a few things might happen at the beginning of the year, but I've got a feeling as the year goes on, it can only get better now. We'll see. We'll see at the end when I've done the next embodiment. And we'll get it quite dark here. Again, getting lighter as it goes up. Yeah, so that's pretty much the painting started. So I'll have to leave that to dry completely now, because if I try painting on anything over this at the moment, it'll just become a mess. So I'll leave this to dry. Oh, just picked up a load of white paint from the last painting. Never mind. It was meant to be. Yeah. So that's it. That's basically where I'm going. I might get that one coming further around here actually, so that the legs are coming further down into the corner there. Yeah. Right, so I'll just leave that to dry. Probably start working on it again tomorrow. Start with the background, and as I'm doing that, I'll work out where these things are going to go. Fantastic. Right. So as you can see, there's a lot of it done already. But I've just got to that part where everything's in the painting. I've just got to keep going. Here we go. This gives you some idea of the size of it. This is the embodiment of 2022. I did one for 2020 and did one for 2021. This is almost like the next one in this series. The plan is to actually do one at the end of every year in the 20s. So I end up with 10 paintings describing my emotional reaction to the 2020s, and they may actually link up with how other people feel about 2020, because I've tried to do it on a global thing rather than a personal. I mean, they were quite personal, but it's like, this is how it feels the world has gone, not this is how it feels my world has gone in that particular year. So that's where I'm up to. I've just got to keep pushing. Yeah, that's all I can do, is just keep going. So in fact, making this bit of the video was a little bit of procrastination. I was painting a bit down there and I thought, oh, what can I do? Oh, I'll do a little bit of videoing before I carry on painting. So you never know, I might even clean the whole house before I carry on painting. No, I won't. I'll carry on. That's all I can do. And as the hours go by, when you're painting something this size, the painting starts to emerge, but you've got to keep doing that little bit each time, little bit each day. So I'll just keep going. See you in a bit.